try and talk to Pa Adebanjo. Pa, good morning. Are you with us now?
Well, I hear you. It's much better now.
Thank you. All right. You're welcome to the show officially. I mean, you can hear us now, not faintly. We've been talking about, insecurity on and off, and a lot of call for separatist, movements, and those who are agitating for, separatist calls have said that perhaps restructuring could be the way forward. But beyond restructuring, do you think that there is a total failure of the security architecture in Nigeria?
Beyond restructuring, what do you say that? What is the question after beyond restructuring?
What do you think there is a total failure of the security architecture in Nigeria?
No, well, to be candid, my own view is that
structuring, the country must be structured first before the election. I don't believe there could be a free and fair election under this constitution. The constitution is loaded against any fair election, particularly after the electoral bill that has been amended. The condition that could make it free and fair was removed. I don't believe in any election before the instruction of the country.
All right. In talking,
is against holding any election now.
Okay, I think I quite get what you said, that there cannot be any election until restructuring takes place. But yes, we understand. Yes, we understand that. We understand that, but we still have to have a safe space before we even restructure, because as we speak, there are several outbreaks of insecurity in different parts of the country. I mean, we see the uprising, that have taken place in some parts of the southwest, in the southeast as well. We see outbreaks of insecurity in the northeast. I mean, the banditry, the kidnapping, to say the least. So the question is, do we not also look at the security architecture of the country, which I know is part of the restructuring conversation, but as we speak, has the security architecture failed Nigeria?
Thank you very much. That's why I say it must restructure. If you give the security to the states, if they have a control over their police, if each state control the security, it will be better. You can't keep a house better than the owner of the house. Take, for instance, if a Motekwa has been properly equipped and they have all the instruments of security in their hands, the result will be better. You can't sit in Abuja and try to control Owerri. You can't sit in Abuja and try to control Enugu. You can't sit in Abuja and try to control Abeokuta. That is the problem. That's part of the problem. The governors of the state, who are supposed to be the chief security officer of the state, know how to do it. But he hasn't got all the power. He hasn't got all the equipment. That is one of the faults in the present system.
All right, Pa Adebanjo. Moving on from that issue of restructuring is how the case of Igboho is being handled by the Nigerian government. As a Yoruba leader, how do you evaluate that particular incident, this ongoing incident of Sunday Igboho, and how it's being handled?
That question is not clear.
That question is not clear. You asked that question about Igboho. I don't understand you. It's not clear. Can't you hear me?
I can't hear you. Come again, Pa Adebanjo.
What is the question? You asked one question last about the security in Ogun State or what?
Yes, my question to you is, what's your evaluation on how the federal government is handling the Igboho situation in Cotonou, Benin Republic?
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you be clear? I can't hear. I only hear Igboho.
Could you take
Can
it
you
up
repeat
if
your question,
Pa
please?
Adebanjo, what he has asked is, what is your take on the situation of Sunday Igboho's case happening outside Nigeria in Cotonou?
is that they have the liberty to seek refugee there. The government of the country wants to kill him. That is obvious. You all know that. How do you want him to come to a country where the people are looking for his life? If the DSS people had found him in the house the day they invaded in the house like an armed robber, they would have killed him. They keep people there and they carry the people away. They don't go there with the intention to arrest, but the intention to kill. And they kill, they maim, they destroy property against the tenets of the Constitution. The people who have to save life and property went to a citizen's house without notice in the middle of night and under a rule of law, under a fundamental right of the people, infringing his impunity and still change the man around. And you want him to come and say and pull out his life for kill. No. The government has been very cruel and inhuman.
Okay.
Do you make any sense of the allegation made by the Nigerian government against Igboho, saying that he's been inciting violence in the country? Do you find any validity in that claim by the Nigerian government?
That is an allegation.
They wanted to charge him or prosecute him for that. They have their rabbis. If they have gone to his house, they tried to run and arrested him and put him to trial. I have gone through the same thing before the First Republic. I was not waylaid. And what is this asking for? That the Scottish National Party is not asking for. Definitely for secession. Boris Johnson didn't arrest the champions of secession in Scotland. What is different from what he has done? He has not killed, he has not maimed. He has been holding meetings regularly in all the towns of the Yoruba land without any hitch. It is when you want to hold the one in Lagos down, you attack him in midnight. And you are led and found something there without warrant. Who will believe that? Who will believe this the civil government? You all know the truth, don't let us deceive ourselves. The government just wants to impose himself on everybody, any opposition. That is why you press men and you are not free. If you talk too much, say it's fake news. If not, they close down your broadcasting. The public in the newspaper cannot. The man is heading towards a totalitarian system in order to implement his full and domination of the country. I say it without any hesitation, and there's proof of it. That's the angle you look at.
How do you think that leaders of Yoruba leaders who are in the current government should mediate in this matter?
The Yoruba matter who are in the government and the people who are eating part of the corruption in the country. I don't expect anything fair from them. If they are the proper Yoruba people, should have resigned from that government. They are the people who are aiding and abetting the man because of the crumbs they are reaping. They are not sincere and honest patriotic Yorubas at all. The whole of the APC that is seen in that government, they are betrayal of Yoruba race.
All right, Adebanjo, I mean, talking about security and self-help mechanisms, I mean, in the southeast, in the southwest, we've seen the Amotekun. In the north, we've seen the Civilian Joint Task Force. In the southeast, we're seeing Adebanjo. I mean, we're seeing breakouts of self-help security architectures in different parts of the country. But beyond that, one would say that insecurity usually has a deeper political context than just what meets the eye. Now, you have talked about restructuring. Do you even think that there is a political will by this administration and even the leaders as you speak to restructure Nigeria before the 2023 election?
It can be done. It's not a big deal. If there is a political will, and if I have accused the President Muhammad Buhari of turning a blind eye to the path of peace. He knows it. I ask you, all along that he has been talking of secession, those who talk of structuring, want to break the country. I am the chief advocate of structuring. And I say, I don't want secession. And I mean it. And I've given evidence of that. And I've given evidence of the fact that I have done more for the unity of this country, more than Buhari, and that I've been doing it when it was in primary school. Those are statements of fact. I said, no, why has he not called us to say, how do we do it? He pretended, and rather than that, he become aggressive, as if he's fighting strange people because of his hidden agenda. If a government can negotiate with bandits giving conditions for agreement, why can't you negotiate with your citizens who are asking for a particular thing? Even when the southern governors say, give us a dialogue, let us talk. This is the reason why there is problem here. What answer did he give? He told them he has an archaic law that is counter what the whole of elected southern governors have arrived at. Is that cooperative? Is the president of the country? If he means well, why doesn't he explore the path of peace that people are talking? I don't want secession, I repeat it. And I've given evidence of the fact that we are working for unity of this country. He has not explored that. Those of us asking for restructuring, as he asked us, how are we going to do it? And when he told him that go to 2014 election, constitutional recommendation, he said they are putting the archives. Every approach to peace is just discountenance. That is what you should examine. Don't listen to the lip service that, oh, they want to break the country, secession, the law. Who wants war? My dear, let us face the truth. We are not prepared to tell Buhari the truth. And that's why we'll be falling all along. The truth is that let him call, if he does not agree on the previous recommendations, let him call his own recommendation for peace. What is wrong in that? Have you not asked the question, why is he reluctant to call for a dialogue for settlement? Why? And can have a dialogue with bandits, with people who are raping and keeping. That's what you examine. Don't let us try to live in denial. And you, President, you know. Why have you asked Lai Mohammed that people are talking of dialogue? Why don't you do that? And you all know, I have said it before, those of us who are asking for restructuring are the people asking for peaceful solutions to our country. The Igbos and the Kanu and others, the people are impatient because the land does not want to change the constitution under which is oppressing the other ethnic groups. Mind you, don't overlook the question of people who are opposing to this constitution. We say this constitution is not ours. This constitution makes it possible for an ethnic group of the country to dominate the rest. You have not refuted that. And we have given you a solution that the way to do it is, let us sit down and agree. Because this constitution is not what we had at independence. You have not examined all those facts. And I also challenge him that, well, look, the constitution we ask you to go back to is constitution which Saldana, Azikwe, and Aulo agreed to at independence. He has not refuted that. Why don't you examine that and ask the question? Ask Garba Shehu. Ask Adebanjo. This question is, what about that? And let us get an answer. He has not explored that and see that the thing will go down. And I've said this several times. If today he takes steps to restructure this country back to federalism, where every ethnic group will be autonomous, as we had it during the independence, there will be peace. He has not examined that. It's all the question of all because he has the architecture of security in his hand. He wants to cause war. And I've said it. It is Buhari looking for war in Nigeria. And God will save us. We are telling you, don't want war. Do this, there will be peace. It does not examine that. You president should ask that question. Stop asking people who are asking for agitation. Examine those who say they don't want secession. This is the solution. If you have the will, we will get it. Has he done that? Not only those of us, even
Adebanjo,
party people.
Let me come in here because I know that groups like IPOB and Ametokun represent what under the belly a lot of Nigerians are yearning for, an equitable space, looking at the issue of, people being involved, treated equally, fairly, regardless of ethnicity or tribe. Beyond that, you've spoken quite a lot. But let's look at the call for cessation. Let's look at the separatist movement. Let's look at the, the call for the Oduduwa nation, the indigenous people of Biafra, the different demands from the different regions. Now, that has arisen because of lack of inequitable distribution of one, the resources of the nation, and secondly, in the power architecture of the country as defined by a lot of people. You have said that restructuring can only bring healing to the land if it is done in time before 2023. What if it is not? What will be the result of that?
What is what?
What if there is no restructuring in enough time before the 2023 election? What do you think will be the result of that?
Oh, if you structure before the election, all areas of friction would have been solved. That's why I say that the will for peace, for United Countries peace, is a simple matter. That is the pressure you put on Buhari. Let him explore the route that these people are calling for separatist something, everything something. The key to it is that they want self-determination. The key to it is that the provision of this constitution is skewed against them. And the facts are clear. They talk about marginalization because you put every important appointment in a particular ethnic group. That is evidential. The head of the state, the head of the police, head of the army, head of the navy, customs, DSS, everybody, ethnic group. You all know that. Then why are you hiding the truth? These are the things that is causing oppression. You control the army, you control them everywhere, so we can't talk. That is what you president, you examine, don't continue to say, you want to break, you want to break. Why do they want to break?
All right. Paul Adebanjo, unfortunately, that's how much we have time.
Thank you. Look, again. Look, here is a man
who allowed Gumi to go and negotiate with bandits. They demand ransom, they pay. But your army can't go there. Can't you examine that? We are not fools, we are not dummies. And the more you say we want to break, we say no, we don't want to break. This is our problem. Do it. Why doesn't he try to do that and see what will happen? If not because he knows he has the architecture of force in his hand and want to oppress us. But he has forgotten that we have the power of Pharaoh. God did his job. And I've said it before. It's depending on his chariots and army in his hand. He has forgotten that we have God. And God is a God of justice. And God will fight for us. Because we will not allow him to dominate us unfairly. What we are resisting is a domination. You people examine that, put this question to him. Just stop President Igboho and everything. Press the man who says he wants to own Nigeria. They know. The people say they don't want to break. They say this is what they want. Why doesn't he examine that? He doesn't want to examine all the recommendations of the previous administration. And then we say, now, set up your own. And your government and part of your government to say the same, let us have dialogue. what is he saying? He's saying that they haven't got the power to do it. Can't you examine that? You are citizens. It's not that you are your problem. It's your problem.
All right.
My own problem is simple. I'm 93. I can go anytime. You are the people who will continue to be under this
absolutely. Adebanjo, unfortunately.
Thanks for checking out SYMFONI on YouTube. Please be sure to subscribe and like our videos for updates.